Oh, quick eye check, Joe.
You're in focus.
Okay, that's what I'd like to hear.
3.8 out of 5.
Whoa, no!
That just doesn't work for us.
Sound, speeding, camera, rolling. Scene 93, take 303, mark.
No half stars on take 303. No half stars on take 303. Alright, no half stars on take 303.
Welcome to Take 303, powered by Fort Wayne Media, the podcast where the guy who knows a lot about film.
And his friends.
I'm Nick Molinari.
I'm JP Brooks. We're talking everything film and television. Today, we are talking about Director's Cut 2024.
Let's start off with some cinematic news.
Cinematic news.
There's a Game of Thrones movie in development.
All right.
Next.
David Fincher is directing a Squid Game TV show.
Next.
Another. They already have a good one. Why would they make another one?
Because he's white.
Oh.
Speaking of non-white guys, Hideo Kojima, he promises that Joker Folie à Deux will be considered a classic film in 10 to 20 years.
Why is everyone coming out with the quote? I just sent them the other day. Fucking Quentin Tarantino's like, oh, Joker's gonna... What the fuck is going on?
He actually quoted Joe on this. He goes, "There's no doubt."
There's no doubt?
There's no doubt.
Everyone and their mother is saying the same. What did they see that we didn't like?
He said there's not even a chance. Not a chance.
I'll have to watch this at some point.
Oh my god. No,
but yeah,
Joe, no.
we were actually just having this conversation yesterday because I said that Megalopolis in 10, I said 20 years, right, Eddie?
No, we said 30. We said
20 to 30 years,
we're
yeah.
31. So when we hit 61, he's saying that this shit, the Megalopolis, is gonna be like Scarface.
I stand by it.
Okay.
We'll see the tape in 31 years. Wicked. I was actually pretty excited about this movie, but then I looked it up and I saw that there's a part 2. And then I was like, oh, now I kind of don't want to see this.
Well, the movie, I mean, the play is Act 1 and Act 2.
I am aware.
But it is a 2-hour.
But when I
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
I'm aware. Agreed. But you know, when they've adapted plays into movies,
Like Les Mis.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they don't follow, you know, word to word. Like Harry Potter isn't 800 pages on screen, you know.
Well, the main actress is under fire right now. Like Wicked in itself, the movie was getting good traction, but apparently the main actress did some stupid shit now.
Yeah. The fan made poster, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that was hilarious. And she actually backtracked on that.
Good for her.
You see, my thing is
she backpedaled.
You cannot
You gotta commit.
You gotta commit because now
No,
you look
admit
stupid.
you're wrong. Admit you're wrong.
She was like, I had a bad day, and I shouldn't have said that.
You know what? She looked stupid. She admitted it. Let's move on. All right. It's when don't double down. You fucked up.
We'll be talking about Director's Cut right after the break.
I feel like they're gonna be like director's cut to what though? Like that's what's gonna be. Everyone's gonna be like to what?
Everybody has a vision. Everybody has a dream. Something that needs to be captured on the big screen. We at Fort Wayne Media love taking your passion projects and bringing them to life. Whether you're a passionate artist or a small business owner, with expert videography and photography, we're going to take what you love to do, what you love to make, and transform it into a cinematic experience. Fort Wayne Media.
And we're back, and we're talking Director's Cut. There is no official Wikipedia page, so we are pulling from IMDb this time.
No official anything.
JP, I think you need to donate a little bit harder.
Yeah, my bad.
It was written and directed by Don Capria. It stars Louis Lombardi and Darren Hickok.
Yeah, for AJ.
For AJ. It's appropriate.
The quietest he's ever been in a movie where we're only in it. Director's Cut follows a band called Unalive Disease, the Unalive Disease, and this band is struggling to debate between doing shows, writing music, making music videos. However, when one of the band members gets contacted from a guy who wants to shoot them for free, the band, struggling, has no choice but to agree to it. However, there are much more sinister plans involved with this mysterious Mr. Director. And that is the Director's Cut, or Director's Cut.
First initial thoughts. So this was Joe's pick?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I wanted to see Juror number 2, but this was the closest one to us. And for some reason, the Alpine was playing this. And we actually looked this up in the car. It's starting to play at the Regal tomorrow. It'll be at Sheepshead Bay.
We should have gone to Sheepshead.
Why is this
IMAX.
getting so... Is it getting so much traction because it's hilariously awful?
I honestly thought it was a typo on the website when I looked at the Alpine because it said director's cut. And I was like, of what?
That joke has been made
Yes.
50 times.
Every person we talk to, whether it's my dad, Lindsay, Eddie, whatever it is, we're always saying
Google did the
of
same
what.
thing. It's like director's cut, and then it's like Lord of the Rings,
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. Like no.
Yeah, so we're seeing a movie called Director's Cut, and I was like, I like movies that can, have funky names. So I look it up, no Wikipedia page. I look even further, there's just an IMDb. I see one screenshot, and I'm like, this is so low budget. I don't know how it got here, but we have to see this. I'll back up Joe. We'll go see this.
Part of it is a low budget film. We hang out in low budget world. You gotta support your fellow low budgeters.
We're on the 93rd episode. We can do whatever we want.
We're ending soon, but it's like, I don't think we've ever seen, besides Terrifier,
Yeah.
it's probably the next most low budget film we've watched.
Yes.
I'm guessing 50 to 100K. I'm going on 50K.
I would back
going
that
on
up.
25K, man.
It might, Eddie, I think it's a good bet.
I don't know, the kind of money you're talking about, it could be higher.
Bob Parker, Price is Right, you might get it.
Yeah. But what were we thinking when we first sat down with this?
The worst opening 20 minutes to a movie in the history, like the worst acting, the worst dialogue, the worst character setup.
Going in when we were the first, we have never had a theater by ourselves. Like
Yeah.
like what the fuck?
Also another sign.
We're also all 93 babies, which I think is appropriate. The 93rd episode.
Yeah. Out of the 90-minute runtime, I think probably the worst 80-minute opening ever. This is low budget, clearly.
Yeah.
And we're not going to, rag on it because it's low budget. We're going to rag on it because these are some of the worst lines spoken in the worst possible ways. Agreed.
Egregious.
That's an actual line in the movie.
The bar I'm gonna set this with this Terrifier 1, because I don't think I'm trying to think of like low budget films that I liked. Like knowing that Terrifier 1 was 250K.
This is not a question of budget because I've seen some higher budgets work at the same quality level.
No, absolutely. But those are coming out on like, up and coming directors. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Like,
Oh, he directed a famous mob movie. I don't know. The biography of
I've heard it maybe twice today.
Yeah. Well, I think, and I will say that the camera quality wasn't terrible.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
pretty good.
on a technical level, it looked.
pretty good.
he shot it on
It was like, okay. You know this for a fact?
No, I'm gonna make.
You
fun
can't
of
just say
everything.
you can't just
can't-
say fake
can't
news on the
drop eyes.
podcast.
Oh fuck!
I think we can all agree if there's a highlight for this movie, it is the technical quality of the movie.
But again, we're not praising that either. We're
Right.
just saying that it was okay
For the budget that it's on.
for the budget,
Right.
for what it was worth. It didn't look like how it sounded.
Right, and
Yeah.
the other reason I'm saying that is because I rag on studios all the time who have a $200 million budget, and I think some of the shots here looked better than that, and I think it matters. Considering the low budget, I do have to give them a point. What you're working with, you made a very, I think, appealing visual. Like, it's not miserable to look at. Sound, everything else, yes, but that's a whole different story.
And we're not talking even about sound quality. Like
No.
a mic was bad. Like it just sounds bad to the ear. You have a scene where 4 characters are casually arguing. I can use that word.
Casually.
They're casually arguing with each other, and they just agree to disagree. And then they move on to the next scene, and they're like, "What happened at the fight?" And like they talk about this like out loud. Like they're like, "You look sad. What's wrong?" This is the key to my this key that I wear around my neck. That's the key to your heart. Like these are actual lines from the movie.
Some of this stuff is it's ridiculous.
Like I felt humbled in the movie for 2 different reasons. In one sense, I was like, "Oh, my movies aren't bad at all. Like, look at this. Like I could be in a theater and I could do things." And then on the second side, I was like, "This is what Killer in the House would have been if I had like $100,000. Like I would have done this."
And I think that's good. Like,
Yeah,
to acknowledge
because that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like it was written like it feels like a first draft, and then it also feels like a first time. Like this is like our first venture out as a movie maker. That's what it feels like.
I can't forgive this movie. I don't know what the fuck happened to AJ, man.
Yeah, there's a character that just disappears. Like, he's the first character that disappears. And usually in horror movie, like tropes, the first person going missing is usually the telltale sign. That's the person that dies first. They end up, you find their body in the second act or at the beginning of the first act, and that's what, catapults things. He goes missing, never shows up for the rest of the movie. No one even talks about their friend.
Never seen it again.
They talk about him for like 5 minutes,
No,
but then they give up on the search.
I don't understand what Caprio was doing. Like, at least Nick's, all his plot lines fucking had
An ending.
an ending.
There is so much that happens in this movie that we just skirt past.
Yeah,
How
like
about the guy getting his dick sucked?
even the guy who looked like he was crying the whole movie.
I don't even think that. I think just what's the fucking the ladies Babs dick just out there like
Yeah.
She
Yeah. the tongue-in-cheek joke there was just too much.
Oh man, it's so hard.
This one, I don't think I've ever seen like such an egregious like why are you?
They did a close-up on it too.
Why? Yeah, they're making a menacing shot of a penis. What are we doing? Is the penis gonna attack the person or something? And then
It's like a viper. Should we start with acting?
We'll start with acting. I think Dollar Store Zendaya was killing it in this movie. She was trying so hard.
Trying too hard, I think. Like, they're all trying really hard.
Especially the guy that was crying the whole movie.
And with a movie like this, obviously as an actor, you don't know what it's going to look like at the end. If you were an actor and you watched back and looked at this movie, I think it would change the tone at which you're acting.
Yeah.
Right? Like 100%.
Like, it would have to.
Yeah, you just have to.
We were in a dead theater. There was only us. So we were talking the entire time. We were like Eddie during an actual movie. One of the things I said was like, I think like these must be like the most talented of actors, because there's no way after the actual director calls cut are you thinking like, I killed that scene.
I think the movie is somewhat aware of what it's presenting. The person who's the most aware, and is probably my favorite character, is the director. He is hamming it up.
The character is called Mr.
Yeah, the
Director.
character, Mr. Director, is hamming it up. There's no way he doesn't know.
The way I explained it to my dad, have you ever seen The Animal with Rob Schneider?
Yes.
Okay. Vividly remember it?
Yes.
All right, remember his best friend that was on the bigger side that ate the berries?
Yeah.
That's Mr. Director.
It is.
And for me to have that pull, that he was a bit side character in a Rob Schneider movie from 2002.
Rob Schneider.
And he's the main character, basically the main character in this, the main villain here. That's how we can explain to you the quality of this movie.
And I'm happy that he goes for it and he never backs down from it, because it almost forgives the like, okay, this movie is supposed to be silly. And if it's supposed to be serious, they fooled me.
Well, that's the thing. In a Rocky Horror Picture Show, The Room kind of way, we didn't feel like walking out. I don't know. Did anyone feel like walking out?
No, I wanted to know. I really wanted to watch it.
I wanted to know what
You were
happened to
struggling
AJ.
those first like 2 minutes,
Yeah.
but then you were like, you know what? I've accepted it.
Yeah.
This is great.
Because it's so bad it's good.
I wanted to invest. I was invested the minute AJ disappeared.
AJ,
I wanted to-
where'd he go?
Like, where did AJ go?
I want to make the next set of merch that we do is like just a
Where's
picture of
AJ?
AJ and it's a missing, like
Yeah.
milk carton.
Dollar Store Catherine Newton, Dollar Store Jared Leto, and then like Mr. Director.
They really just went to Five Below on this.
Once they get to the mansion, it's at least a little bit more interesting.
You're using that word weirdly. Like we're just kind of watching it to see like, where does this go? Like that's me during like Buddy Me on Choti Me On. I was like, I need to know where
I
this
did
goes.
not need to know where that was.
Like, but you needed to know where this goes. You wanted to know what happened to AJ.
Yeah, I guess.
That's the best way I can explain to this movie is
I
that
don't
it
think
wasn't
Joe,
interesting.
I think Joe
It
was
just-
invested. I like to think it's because he chose it. He's like, I want to see where this goes. I started getting invested when AJ disappeared. I think you're just invested in a bad movie because you like bad movies.
Wait, yeah.
Seems like a personal attack.
Do you
Like,
feel like it's a personal
I
attack?
feel attacked. I feel triggered.
When did you start caring about this movie?
I cared. Right at the beginning when they were having the fight, I was like, this is just masterful. Like there is no way they can keep this up for another 70 more
They
minutes.
kept that
And
up
they
for
did.
20
They did.
minutes, 25 minutes. I was counting and I'm like,
Look,
going up.
I never looked at my watch. I never fell asleep. I was hooked. And I think it was really just our commentary is what kept this movie alive. I feel like this is the kind of movie that you need like a big audience and you need to just accept that people are going to talk. Like
This
that-
is a talk through movie.
Yeah, like we talked through dialogue. And when that happens, I get worried. I get upset, and I'm like, I'm gonna miss something. This We never missed a single thing. We still don't even know where AJ is. They never addressed it, and it wasn't because we were talking.
That, like, I was trying to just concentrate on I was browsing my phone and I couldn't, because then the movie would come with just a stupid line. I'm like, did he really just say, like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, what was up with that jump scare?
Oh my.
Your friend is peeing right next to you. You turn around for 2 seconds and then backstep towards said friend and bump into him, and you're surprised that he's still there. Oh, when his arm gets sliced open and he's still playing.
They cut his hand, and then he's like, all right, let's clean it off. Stab.
Or the woman that got beat with a bat to the back of her head, but
She
her
got
whole
knee-gate
face,
and she was fine.
her whole face
What?
is just messed up for some reason.
Wait a minute. The best scene in the movie has to be, and we're forgetting it because it's so unrealistic.
There's so many great scenes.
When they're driving, that whole interaction between the van and the truck, fucking art, baby.
No payoff too.
No
they never come back ever.
And it is the perfect bad movie to laugh at with your friends.
Yeah, if you go to this movie over 21 and you will have a
21.
great time with this movie.
Yeah.
This is a drinking game movie. If you smoke, this is a smoking movie.
So good.
But seeing this completely sober at 4:15 on a Monday, still entertaining. But you have to go with the boys.
I
You
want
have
to get
go with
drunk
the
and
boys.
watch this movie one more time. I really do. I haven't been drunk in a long time. I will get drunk for this movie. 100%.
Yo, could you imagine if we popped this on during a bachelor party?
Oh my gosh, what a great! That would have been
I
fantastic.
feel like they would have actually just stepped down and like actively played like more beer pong. Just be like, nope.
It really is all over the place.
Tonally,
Yeah.
line like one guy will deliver a line, our main actor, and he's just sad. All like everything's just like,
Body bags in the basement.
why can't you just let me drive?
Let's look at them and not
Nick
address it.
Ironically, on the car, fucking 30 Seconds to Mars, the song, The Kill comes up and he goes, "Yo, is that the song that they were playing the whole time?"
It really did sound like it. Eddie was like, let's put on some emo music to set the mood on the way back. Anything you absolutely hated about this movie?
Everything.
There's not. You don't like any of the characters. It's besides AJ.
We took actual bets in the theater of who we think is going to die first.
Eddie called it,
So many people said AJ. We never even found out where he went.
but he presumably dead, or presumably he's not dead. He just left. He was
No, but I think he just never dies. He's just like,
It would have been great if the post-credit scene is AJ just fucking hitchhiking. Band is so fucking lame, I'm dropping him.
Mr. Director rolls up and he's like, wait, you can drive? And then it just cuts to black.
Also,
I feel like the director's gonna watch this podcast. He's like, fuck, AJ, what happened?
he's gonna look through the script. Fuck, we forgot about him.
No one even questioned it on set.
Oh, so good. My personal, actual favorite moment in the movie is when I called the big twist about the director. I called it, like, as 5 minutes he was on the screen, I'm like, I need this motherfucker to stand up.
We need to spoil this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The main actor, the director, the character director, Mr. Director, he is in a wheelchair. And I said literally 5 minutes after playing the drum game with him, I'm like, this motherfucker can walk. I need him to get up and walk.
Then towards the end of the movie, of course, there's a final girl.
Always.
He's chasing her in wheelchair. She ends up right near a staircase. All of us are screaming at the screen, just go up the stairs. It's his natural enemy for the character. And then he gets up. And it's like, we all saw it coming. It had to happen.
I jumped out of my seat. Yes, motherfucker, yes.
But yeah, let's go for some final thoughts and ratings. You can go first then.
Yeah, I'd love to lead with this. This is the perfect example of a bad movie that is so bad it is pure entertainment. You're laughing at it. It is a comedy, not a horror. In the few times that they try to build suspense, it was kind of okay. We didn't really touch on that, but they do. But then it just gets ruined by a character saying something like, "You want to go to the basement? Let's snoop."
Twice.
Twice. Snoop was said twice. It's a location. Characters do dumb things. A classic slasher movie. All the tropes are there, but it's hysterical. And the one location that they shot in, I actually really like the set. I hate to say it, like the mansion looked great. That all being said, so bad it's good. I'm giving this movie a 3. A very solid 3. so bad it's good.
That's what everyone's giving it. That's what everyone. This is why we're getting 50 reviews of 3 to 4s because of this.
No,
nonsense.
It has an 8 on IMDb at the current time of this taping.
Letterboxd, you said it had a fucking high grade too. Cause
No,
of this
that's that. It doesn't have a grade yet, but we've looked at individual reviews. They range from half star and 1 star all the way up to 3 to 4.
This is reality is a 1 or 2 star movie. I think 2 star if you're being generous. I'm being extremely generous because Eddie. This is the movie I laughed through the most.
He's on a streak. He's on a streak.
It's a 3. Tell me what. No, genuinely, like from what you've heard about Venom and all this other bullshit that's out. Would you have rather watched this or Venom?
This.
Okay, it's a.
I know. I
It's a
wouldn't have
3.
enjoyed
It's
Venom
a
as much as
fucking 3.
this.
And that's why sometimes we're here to objective cinema, and sometimes we're here for just personal fun. Today it's about fun. It's a 3. In reality, dog shit won.
Eddie.
I've never been so happy to give a movie a 3.
So I'm gonna answer this question. There's always a third option, people. It's you don't go to the theater. I told Nick, let's not go to Megaflopolis. I told him let's not go to Joker. And today, if I knew this, I would have told him let's not go. It would have we have why. I'm telling you, people, do not go to this nonsense. Get the fuck out of here. It's like what? There's a third option. Do not go. This is a 0 out of 5. This is a top 5 contender worst movie of the year. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Oh, I'd rather watch. I don't want to go watch Venom either. That's a sack of shit. Get the fuck out of here with this shit, Nick.
I don't think I've heard you that angry in a long time.
Oh man, that's my butt team on choking.
Yeah, that was the director's cut that got lost.
Hell yeah.
All right, so when Nicole Kidman tried to save cinema, it was from these kinds of movies. In all honesty, this is not a great movie, but we had a great time with it. I think for the wrong reasons, though. Yeah, this is the kind of movie you go with friends to. This is not to be taken seriously. It wasn't my cup of tea, but at the same time, I watched it, and I was intrigued. I can see why it got a slight theater release. I don't even know what to call this. This isn't even a limited release because it's in one theater right now, and then it's going to be in a couple Regals tomorrow. I don't know what this is.
Reason this should happen.
Alpine.
Let him finish. I want to make a point afterwards about
Yeah, this movie has some of the worst dialogue I've ever heard. And I watched Megalopolis. For some reason, I don't know which one was worse. I got more annoyed at Megalopolis than this. I'm going to give this a 1 out of 5.
Hey, respect.
Yeah.
I respect the game. Respect the game. On average, 1, 0, and 3. 4 divided by 3, 1.5. 1.333 repeating, which I think.
But we don't say that on
We
the show.
don't say that. We don't have half stars. But if you're doing the math at home, that's what averages come out. And last thing I'm going to say is the reason I think it's getting such high praise and reviews is who's going to see this movie? You have to love the slasher horror genre. And I think part of the camp, part of what people like about these movies is that they're kind of bad and they just enjoy seeing a slasher film. So I think the reason why it's getting reviews is because the only people on the planet who are going to see it is us and those people, like reviewers and genre lovers.
They're in. They want it.
AJ's I think agreeing. I think AJ's agreeing.
From wherever he is.
That's Director's Cut 2024. You're not going to see this movie, but if you somehow did, let me know. Question of the week, what's AJ thinking right now? Where is AJ? The poll question of the week, who is AJ? All right? Let us know. Make sure you follow us at 4A_media. Make sure you're checking us out Take.303 on Instagram, all that stuff. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We are slowly getting closer and closer every single week to episode 99, which will be our last film review. 7 episodes left, 6 of which are going to be films, and the last one is the Brosker. We have 6 more theater experience together, gentlemen.
Gladiator 2.
Are we really?
Stop!
We're not really going to see that, right?